Hello and welcome to my review of the Aeldari Guardian Defenders for Warhammer 40,000 from Games Workshop. Now, a box of these will cost you £32.50, and if you're on Games Workshop's web store right now and you're looking at both of these and the Guardians, they are indeed the same box set. You can build all the Storm Guardians in this set if you wish. Now, I know what you're thinking straight away. Oh, super, I'm going to buy one box set of Guardians and have 5 of them as Guardian Defenders and 5 of them as Storm Guardians. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to burst your bubble there, because a minimum unit size is 10 for either the Defenders or the Storm Guardians. Now, I'll just briefly touch on the format of this review. As always, I will be looking at these miniatures individually. We'll be going through all the spare parts, and which of course you're going to get loads. We'll be going through some size comparisons, even with size comparison with the old Eldar plastic miniatures from like 1990s, and the Avatar actually as well, why not. Then I will go through all of their rules. I won't go through the Storm Guardians rules, but I may be drawing some comparisons. I aim to get a Storm Guardian review out at some point, but because of Horus Heresy, and this is a good thing, I've been focusing on those builds and reviews, so the Storm Guardians review will probably come out a fair bit later, after I've done a review of the entire new releases for Aeldari. So, a little bit of preamble then, in the form of my positive opinion of this box set. If you are on the fence or defence for getting this box set of Guardians, don't be. They're a lovely set. Yes, they're £32.50, but there's lots of options, lots of poses, loads of spare parts. I can't recommend it enough. If you're able to pick up the Combat Patrol at a discount using the Element Games affiliate link in the description below, then you're going to save yourself even more money, so long as you don't already own that monopose Farseer, because you get another Wraith Lord in there, you get a set of these, and you get the 6 Wind Riders. So it's a nice set if you wanted to add to your existing force, or a way of picking up another one of these units. So the main difference between the Storm Guardians and the Guardian Defenders, keep wanting to call them Guardians of the Galaxy, is that these Guardian Defenders all have the Shuriken Catapults, which are like the main weapon for Aeldari, and the Storm Guardians typically have Shuriken Pistols and swords. Now, don't get too excited, they're not power swords, they are combat weapons, but they are still a nice minus AP1, and you're getting an extra attack there. 2 of them can have power swords though, so be wary of that. And also the Storm Guardians have a little extra movable platform called a Serpent Shield, which give them a 5+ invulnerable save against range attacks, which is quite nice. And in the old rules, you used to, a Warlock with Conceal, giving them a 5+ invulnerable, used to be an auto take for any Guardian Defenders if you weren't going to run them with Rangers. So, now that the preamble is finished, and I can't recommend this set enough, this is essentially what the Orc Boys set should have been when released separately. The Orc Boys set at the moment is a monopose set. You don't get any extras. It's just a massive disappointment. You also don't get that many models. If I had my way, I'd have 20 Orc Boys in that set, all customizable, loads of different weapon options and poses, but Games Workshop dropped the ball with that set. This set, they've picked the ball back up, and it's nice that you've got the 2 different unit options that you can build from the kit. So let's have a look at the miniatures individually. So this is the heavy weapons platform. I have not glued mine at all, which is quite odd for me. You can't change the weapon though, don't get too excited. That main weapon has to glue into that part. Maybe you could have a very small magnet in there, but it is quite thin. You don't have to glue it on, but I will. The main reason why I haven't glued it onto the base is it's a bit of a scenic base, and I've learnt my lesson that there's no way that I can get to the detail underneath if I glue it. There's absolutely no way. So I've left that unglued at the moment, and I've equipped it with a bright lance. The other amazing option is of course a star cannon. The models themselves are fantastic. The sizes are great, the poses are great. You've got gender options, so they currently come with a forced number of females and males. So you've got 4 females and 6 males. I think that's fine. I mean, you could push it a bit further and have 50-50. You know, it's odd, isn't it? Because they are an alien race. And they are a craft world, and there are lots of different craft worlds. You just don't know what the conscription rate is. You don't know what the percentage makeup of male and females are in the craft world. It's a science fiction universe. I just like the fact that there are 4 females and 6 males. I just like the fact that we've got female options in the Guardian set, and female face options too. Looking forward, I'd be happy with that ratio of male to female miniatures in Imperial Guard. I've always thought that there's a severe lack of female, say, representation in the Imperial Guard armies. And unfortunately, that's not a true reflection of what we read in the books and what we consume in other medias, in other licensed media, such as games and the short videos and films and things to do with Warhammer 40,000 and Horus Heresy, actually. So let's have a look at these. There isn't like one kind of sergeant. It's a bit odd. There isn't like an Exarch type of person in here, but if anything, I'd probably say this one might be issuing some kind of order, holding a shuriken catapult like that. Lots of detail. They look great. I'll compare them with the old ones. This one, kind of like sneaking around a corner, firing some shots off. This one, it's obviously a female. And they are slightly different. Like, I'm not being funny, but the hips are a bit different. Obviously the chest is different. You know, you're getting different head options as well. You've got this female throwing a grenade. The main difference here, like if we look at the male and the female, what they've done is yes, they have, you know, apart from the obvious, you can just see that the legs and the hips are a bit different. The torsos are different. They've put a like belly button, I guess, in the torso armor, whereas the males, they've put some kind of 6-pack going on. But yeah, and they do have a bit more on the back, not to be, you know, just pointing out the obvious there. You know, kind of hardwired to see that, but you know what I mean. And then you've got some of them running as well. That's a nice one. Obviously a bit of a pain to glue onto the base. So yeah, a nice selection of Guardians in various poses. Even if you bought another set of these, you could have them slightly different. And I think having 20 of them would be a good shout. And again, if you've got some Storm Guardians to go with these, that would also be a decent use of the kit. I just want to take this time just go through the instruction guide slightly. So this is what it looks like. So yeah, you've got blue for the Guardians and green for the Storm Guardians. As you can see, there's so much difference, even though they've got the same leg poses and torsos. What a difference just one double-handed weapon makes to you know, two-handed. And you've also got these fusion guns as well that they can be equipped with, and flamers. So this is the different variant. These are the different heavy weapon options. So you've got the Star Cannon, the Bright Lance, which I equipped, Shuriken Cannon, the Multi-Laser, and the Missile Launcher. So a good selection of heavy weapons. Here we go, you've got the fusion gun, and I think that's the flamer. Might be different. I think that's the fusion gun though. You've got the chain swords or biting blades, combat weapons and power swords, and then you've got the serpent shield as well. So yeah, a nice little instruction guide, quite straightforward, you know, just adds to the greatness of the kit. These are all the spare parts in this bag. Yes, you do in fact get all of these. It's quite a large amount. Oh, it's going up everywhere already. So if we have a quick look, these are the heavy weapons. Maybe you could use them on other things, but they do have like a single mounting point but possibly you could kind of kit bash your own with some plasticard. I don't think it'd be too difficult to, well, you'd have to make this shield thing, I guess. You'd have to make the grav platform, I guess, but you know, they're the weapons. There's a star cannon. You've got the power swords, combat weapons, and biting blades. You've got the shuriken pistols. You've got part of the wave serpent shield right here. You've got lots and lots of heads, helmetless heads, more shuriken catapults, more fusion guns and flamers. Just trying to show you a difference between them. Yeah, I guess these are the differences. I'll probably say that's I'll probably say that this is a fusion gun and that's a flamer. I might be completely wrong there though. That probably could be the fusion gun. Put it in the comments. I'll probably find it in the codex somewhere. But yeah, lots and lots of options, loads of heads, loads of catapults and things. You could possibly use them on other kits if you've got any spare ones. But yeah, the main draw of this is there are a lot of spare parts, which is great. Of course, I'm supposed to fall asleep. Of course, you've got the optional kind of magazine stack and grenades that you can equip them with. You don't have to equip them with those. I might not equip them with the Storm Guardians, just have them a bit more clean looking, but you've got that option. Okay then, so size comparisons. Let's compare them to, I want to make a comparison first of all with the old Guardians. I never got any Storm Guardians. I don't know whether there was a kit for them, but I don't think you can make Storm Guardians out of the very old Guardian kit. But here we have you know, one of the Guardians, the old Guardians on the 25mm base. Of course the base has been increased, but size wise they are very, very similar. So it's not like Space Marine to Primaris or a big size creep. They are very similar heights. Obviously I painted these BL tan. I will be going over most of my Eldar force in yellow because I've picked Iandan now. I've fully committed to a full yellow Eldar army. I think they look beautiful, so wish me luck with yellow. So yeah, that's the differences really. You're getting a bit more detail on various parts like the tubing and the leg armour. And obviously you can see my terrible skill, my terrible hobby skill with cutting off bits of flash and mould lines and things back in the day. It was awful. But yeah, hopefully the detail sort of shines through in the differences between these. They're you know, definitely more refined. Just better looking Eldar, aren't they? So yeah, that's what I wanted to compare them to. If you've got current Eldar, they're going to mix very well because they're similar if not the same height. Compared to some Warlocks, which you might be picking to buff these, to lead, I guess, as your little sergeants. There you go. Warlocks do stand a bit taller than the Guardians because mainly they're on those like little scenic bases, I guess. And then if that's not your bag and you wanted to lead them with an old-fashioned, an Autarch, Autarch's going to be even taller still. So you're definitely going to be able to see your HQ units on the battlefield, you know, compared to your Guardians, and a nice big blob of 20 of these would look pretty awesome. If you wanted to have the avatar of Kane, this is where the avatar sort of sits, a fair bit bigger than the rest of your Guardians, but I guess you could bubble wrap him with 20 Guardians if you so wish. And then the final comparison is with the two Space Marines and Sly Marbo. So here we have a normal Space Marine. You know, if they're the same size as they were before, Eldar will be a little bit taller, if not the same height. Compared to Sly Marbo, who I do know is on the scenic base. Eldar should be taller, which they are, and then a Primaris should be taller than the Eldar by a fair chunk now, much taller now. So you may talk about price creeps and things like that, but Primaris are actually meant to be taller than a lot of the other races now. But also Eldar are meant to be a little bit taller, or at least slimmer, than regular Space Marines. Okay, so this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Eldar Guardian Defenders. You'll no doubt find them in the predicted troop choice section alongside the Storm Guardians and the Rangers, and actually some Corsair Void Reavers, which are a new addition to the Codex and Force. So they are a power points cost of a 4 and a points cost of 9 points per model, which means they are 1 point more than those Storm Guardians. A bit cheaper than Rangers, which are 13 points, and 1 point cheaper than the Corsair Void Reavers. So the Guardian Defenders then, you can have 10 to 20 in a unit and 0 to 2 heavy weapon platforms. More on that in a little bit. Their movement speed is 7 inches, weapon skill and ballistic skill is 3+, strength is 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 7, and a save of 4+. Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, at least they've got weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3+, but everything else is a bit, yeah. 1 wound, and they've got a 50-50 chance of that armour even protecting them. The heavy weapon platform has a weapon skill of 6+, but it has 2 wounds, and it has a better save of 3+. If this unit contains 12 or more models, it has a power rating of 8. This unit can contain 1 heavy weapon platform model for every 10 Guardian Defender models it contains. So yeah, you can have 0 to 2. You can have 2 obviously if you've got 20 Guardian Defenders. Each Guardian Defender is equipped with 1 Shuriken Catapult, plasma grenades, a heavy weapon platform is equipped with a Shuriken Cannon. It's odd because they have enough space. It's odd because they kind of have enough space to put the other heavy weapons, but they haven't. They've just put the Shuriken Cannon, which is a range 24 inch, heavy 3, strength 6, AP -1, damage 2, ability Shuriken. And the Shuriken Catapults, which are all equipped with, are an 18 inch range, assault 2, strength 4, AP -1, damage 1, and ability Shuriken. The Shuriken Catapults have got better and better as the years have gone by. You know, they've got a solid strength of 4, but where they shine is their 18 inch assault 2 profile. So that means they've got an effective range of 25 inches there, and they're always getting those 2 shots. So if you've got 10 of them, you're getting the 20 shots there at the effective range of 25 inches. And their Shuriken rule means that on unmodified wound rolls of 6s, the armor penetration characteristic, you improve that by 2. So instead of it being AP -2, they're getting AP -3, which is horrific for Space Marines, obviously, because then they have to save on 6s. So I wouldn't underestimate, you know, a big blob of 20 Guardians firing their Shuriken Catapults at, you know, power armor. Of course, the other heavy weapons for that weapon platform are also good choices. My particular favourite is, of course, that Bright Lance, because it's a 36 inch range, heavy 1, strength 8, AP -4, damage 3 +3. So it's always going to be doing that damage of 3, but probability you're going to have your damage of 5, maybe even 6. The Star Cannon is another good choice because that's the same range of 36. You're getting 2 shots at strength 7, AP -3, damage 2, so it's another strong weapon. Any number of heavy weapon platforms can each have their Shuriken Cannon replaced with one of the following: 1 Aeldari missile launcher, 1 Bright Lance, 1 Scatter Laser, 1 Star Cannon. I'd always pick either the Star Cannon or the Bright Lance, depending on the mission. Abilities: Battle Focus, Strands of Fate. Defenders: while this unit is within range of an objective marker, each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack with a Shuriken weapon, re-roll a hit roll of 1. That's fantastic. So not only are they getting the 2 shots each at assault 2, and on unmodified wound rolls of 6s, they're getting AP, you know, sort of +2. You can also re-roll the hit rolls of 1. Crewed platform: when the last Guardian Defender model in this unit is destroyed, any remaining heavy weapon platform models in this unit are also destroyed. Heavy weapon platform models are not counted when determining a unit's starting strength or whether that unit is below half strength. The destruction of heavy weapon platform models is ignored for the purposes of morale tests. Now, I don't know what it counts as in terms of a model, like whether you can pick it out, but I'm thinking not. Like if you're firing at it at the unit, I'm pretty sure you have to do the wounds on the defenders, so that adds to the survivability of the heavy weapon platform, much like it would a group of 10 tactical Space Marines with 1 guy with a missile launcher. Keywords: Aeldari, Asuryani, Infantry Corps, Guardians, Guardian Defenders. So there you go, that is my exhaustive review of the Guardian Defenders. How do they kind of compare to the Storm Guardians? Well, the Storm Guardians, depending on what they're equipped with, potentially have, you know, 2 power swords in there. You can have 2 of them with fusion guns, 2 of them with Aeldari flamers. They have that Serpent Shield, which improves their survivability. and if they have the combat weapons, they get in an extra attack as well. It depends on the scenario. If you're going up against Tau, for instance, I'd probably get a load of Storm Guardians and try and get them into range, try and get them into melee combat and take them out that way. But if you're against a load of Orcs or Guard, something like that, it might be better to pick the Defenders to, you know, with their weight of shots and that heavy weapon platform to take them out. But then if you're against any monster or character specific armies like Tyranids, potentially Tyranids, then Rangers are a better way to go, because they can just pick off units at distance and ignore that lookout sir rule. So there you go, that is my review of the Aeldari Guardians. I think they're a fantastic kit, I can't praise them enough. They're one of the standout kits of this new release, along with the Avatar. What do you guys think though? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Avatar protects.